Hey everyone, I hope you like all my real estate videos. It's kind of hard to get motivated right now with Christmas and lockdown, but I thought I'd bring some more heat for you guys. This next video is going to be a real estate purchase contract. We're going to go over it a little bit, not super in depth, but we're going to go over the major points because when you're looking to buy a house, this is something I go over with everybody I work with. But we're going to go over it a little bit in this video just because, some people have never seen one of these before. I've dealt with it a million times and I know all about it, but you guys might not. So it's a very intimidating thing the first time you see it, but I've looked at it so many times, it's like the back of my hand. So we're going to go over it with you guys a little bit today. If you're liking these videos, like and subscribe so I can bring you more real estate content. The next video will be essentially on how to make an offer on a property, and in a hot real estate market, why the offer doesn't get accepted. Because when it's busy, you have competing offers, you might lose out, the price might go up, they might get multiple offers, but we'll get into that in the next one. So this video is going to be just simply about the purchase contract, and we'll get right into it here. So first of all, when you see a purchase contract, right, we have one right here. And in this purchase contract, right at the beginning, we have obviously the address of the property, everything that comes with the property. See, we have address, unattached goods. But the big thing you gotta look at is purchase price, which is the next section. The purchase price is essentially how much you want to offer for the property, right? You can put that amount you want to offer into that purchase contract price, and obviously they might accept that price or they might counter. So don't think that that's the only price you can offer. That's just step one, offer your price. Step two is going to be possession date. So essentially when you want to move into the house, right? When you're looking at a real estate listing, sometimes they have 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Doesn't really matter. Typically with the deals, it's about 30 to 45 days. That gives us just enough time to do your inspection and get your financing and send it to the lawyers for the lawyers to close. Some lawyers are faster than others, but some want, a week or two. You could probably get it done quicker, but that's usually what I suggest is about 30 to 40 days to move into your property. So on the next page, we have the deposit section. Obviously, you won't be able to see it, but when you're looking to buy a house, you need to put an initial deposit, which will go to the seller's brokerage typically, and the seller's brokerage will hold that in trust. So if your deal doesn't go through, you get that money back. Typically, when you're looking to pay that money, it's in a certified check or bank draft, which is easy enough to get. You just go to the bank and they make you up one of those drafts. I think it costs $5-6. Maybe they'll do it for free for you if your bank's nice, but probably not because it's the banks. Who are we kidding? So when you're looking to put initial offer, the amount depends, or the initial deposit amount depends on how expensive the property is. Essentially, for a typical property, I'd say $5,000 to $10,000. If it's a big house, I deal a lot in the $200 to $450 range, so it's usually about $5,000 to $10,000. Anything more, the more you initial deposit, the more impressive your offer looks, and the more likely they're going to take it. So more the better. You do get that back, and it goes towards your down payment in your mortgage. It just gets transferred over and easy peasy. So don't think of that as a scary thing. It's not. If the deal doesn't go through, you get your money back. That's the biggest thing on the second page. The third page is the buyer's conditions. And the buyer's conditions are just for your sake, the buyer. So this is pretty much to protect you. So usually financing, we give you 10 to 14 days to get financing from your bank. So prior to the offer, you should have got pre-approved, so it's a quicker process. But if you haven't, not that bad. I mean, everybody says pre-approval, but usually my clients, I'm pretty confident with you guys that you are actually wanting to buy the house. If it's a little scary, if you're thinking, if you're a little nervous that you can actually get approved, then you definitely want to pre-approve. But if you're pretty confident, like you have a decent amount of money and you want to buy a place, it's not that big of a deal. But the financing, you essentially go to the bank, you pound those documents that they want to you. You got to give them your banking information, your statements, whatever they want, so you can get approved that way. And then next would be property inspection. Property inspection is simply just so you can hire a registered home inspector, have them come in, do an inspection on the property, typically about $500. They'll tell you everything about the house. These guys go ridiculously in depth, and there's a liability thing for them. So everything that they see, they pretty much have to tell you. They're insured. It's definitely a great thing to do. When I was buying my first house before I was a real estate agent, I didn't do an inspection because, I wanted to save the $500. And looking back now, that's just ridiculous because it's a huge investment and you really want to make sure. I got lucky because there's no problems, but you might not get so lucky. You don't want to be running down to luck, even though it's $500, right? $500 maybe seem a lot, but just do it. It's the best idea. Typically, it takes about 5 to 10 days to book one of those guys, and the inspection's about 2 to 3 hours, depending on the side of the property. I've had inspections that have run like 5 hours, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, what do we talk about for 5 hours? But maybe we can figure out. We can just talk about properties and real estate because I love doing that based on my YouTube videos. Next would be the sale of the buyer's property. So if you're looking to sell your house and buy this house, you would put a condition saying that your house would have to sell before you could buy this one. So it would be pending the sale of your home. This is usually a tough thing to do in a busy market, so I probably wouldn't suggest it. I would probably tell you to sell your house first. Obviously, if you love this house you found and you want to sell your house first, put this condition in and they might accept it. Next, for the buyers, we move through a couple more pages. I mean, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of the contract. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the real estate contract. That, kind of the big things that you're looking at when you're buying a house. Obviously, I'm going to do another video where we can do a little follow along thing and we can do piece by piece of a contract. But those ones are the big ones. And yeah, that's just a little bit of a look into that. Hope you guys like these videos. Obviously, like, subscribe. Next video I'm going to be coming out with, as I said earlier, is going to be how to make an offer. Essentially, we're not going to go in depth, but we're going to do what happens in a busy real estate market when you're bidding against other people or the houses are selling so freaking quick you really don't have time to make the type of offer you want. Essentially, you have to be making an offer that really is appealing and that the sellers want to take, right? So you don't want to be losing on these houses. Edmonton real estate market is kind of that hot right now because it seems like after Corona, like the sales have just shot right up and we've broken all the records. So this is a good time for this next video. We're going to go in depth. So this one's going to be hot. Hope you liked this video and stay tuned for the next one. Have a good one.